Sonic music. Music has always been a defining feature of the Sonic franchise, setting it apart from other platformers. From the very beginning, music was a key element that made the games feel unique. Sega commissioned Masato Nakamura, a bass guitarist and songwriter for the J-pop band Dreams Come True, to compose the soundtrack for the very first Sonic game. He approached Sonic not just as a video game, but as a film, using music to enhance the environments and narratives. This resulted in some of the most iconic tunes in gaming history. Just a glimpse of that familiar melody can just bring those iconic green hills to mind. Sonic's music is incredibly diverse, spanning genres like hard rock, New Jack Swing, rap,
that's what I'm representing. Never seen a mic hog spit like a menace. Wild canyon fun, I gotta chase a bat, huh? Yeah, rude, she's sexy and smooth. A double cross by thief.
jazz, and even tango. This rich variety of music mirrors Sonic's vibrant and dynamic world, with each character often linked to a specific musical style, to which people have gotten into Sonic purely because of how good the music is. So isn't it surprising that given music has always been a central point to the Sonic series, we've never had a Sonic rhythm game? Rhythm games challenge players to match button presses to the beat of what's happening on screen. Whether it's music, dancing, or even stopping aliens as a space news reporter, it has players own their skills. They often reach a flow state, a unique mental zone where they become fully immersed in the experience. In this state, their actions feel almost instinctual, allowing them to move in perfect harmony with the game. They not only synchronize their movements to the rhythm, but also absorb the vibrant visuals and engaging animations unfolding before them, all while the music drives their performance. This sounds awfully familiar, doesn't it? Sonic games align remarkably well with the rhythm game genre, incorporating all the key elements necessary to create a truly memorable rhythm experience, like having surreal, colorful visuals and character designs, fast-paced gameplay that demands quick rhythmic reactions, and of course, a rich selection of memorable music spanning various genres. This blend of elements already provides a perfect foundation for a dynamic and engaging rhythm experience. Other platforming franchises like Mario and Donkey Kong have successfully ventured into rhythm games, showcasing the genre's potential. Even Sega themselves has explored this territory with various rhythm games based on its other IPs. And even Sonic himself has guest starred in 2 Samba de Amigo games. And it looks like I'm not alone in wanting this. There's a fan game called Sonic Project S that captures this concept beautifully, alongside with countless Friday Night Funkin' mods. Plus the hundreds upon hundreds of fans who attend the Sonic Symphony events. This shows that there's definitely a market for this type of game in the Sonic series. But if Sega, aka me,
I'm fucking Sega,
was to make a Sonic rhythm game, how would it play and look like? That's a tougher question than it seems. There isn't a single formula for creating a rhythm game, and they don't fit neatly into categories. However, many of them do have similar structures, especially in how they present notes scrolling towards the player, considering games like DDR and Guitar Hero. That said, I believe simply having players react to the basic notes wouldn't do the Sonic gameplay justice. I want to have the same feeling of when fighting Giganto for the first time, and your Grand Slam lines up with the beat of the music, and when you're starting off in Dragon Road and you blast off as soon as the music starts. To genuinely capture that feeling of Sonic within the rhythm game genre, I envision a rhythm hybrid. There are several games from other genres that primarily incorporate rhythm elements to enhance their gameplay, making them truly stand out. One of my favorite games that does this is Hi-Fi Rush. It's a hack and slash title where every action synchronizes perfectly with the beat of the music. From your attacks and movements to the cutscenes and even the environment itself, everything flows in such harmony with the rhythm. This creates an incredibly engaging experience where every action feels deliberate and satisfying, enhancing the overall gameplay. The sense of timing and rhythm makes the combat feel dynamic and immersive, and it transforms each moment into a captivating dance between the player and the music. And I believe Sonic could achieve the same thing, or something similar. Instead of merging action with rhythm, it could blend platforming with rhythm elements. They have been rhythm-based platformers before, like Mad Rat Dead, Geometry Dash, and Bit Trip Runner. While those games are 2D, this one would take a 3D approach, with constantly shifting perspectives and camera angles reminiscent of the Boost games. In this game, you can play as Sonic, and you can select his other friends as well, but they will all control the same for the sake of consistency. The player would automatically run along a track similar to the storybook games. The track features 3 lanes that the players can quickly switch between to collect rings and do actions to the beat of the music. To navigate obstacles, players must either quick step to dodge or roll underneath, depending on the type of obstacle. There are also enemies to contend with. Grounded enemies require a roll to defeat, while flying enemies necessitate jumping twice for a homing attack. Some enemy encounters may come in chains, challenging players to execute these actions quickly in succession. If the player fails to defeat the enemy or choose to avoid them, the enemy will automatically attack Sonic, causing him to lose rings. Same goes for running into obstacles. Taking damage without any rings results in a loss, forcing the player to have to restart the stage. The game will occasionally switch to a 2D perspective, eliminating the lane system for platforming. The players will need to time their jumps to the rhythm of the music while navigating over bottomless pits, rolling under obstacles, and attacking enemies. In these sections, players will encounter a trail of rings that they must lightspeed dash between to cross gaps. They'll know they're nearing the end of a song when they're approaching the goal ring. After beating a song, the player is ranked based on their performance, with points awarded for each successful action, contributing to an action chain. Completing a song without breaking the action chain grants a perfect bonus, similar to Sonic Generations, and is essential for achieving an S rank on a song. There will also be online leaderboards where you can compare your score to your friends. Also, certain actions such as collecting rings and perfectly timing dodges and attacks on enemies will fill a boost gauge. When the gauge is full, players can activate it, surrounding Sonic with a blue aura that doubles the points earned until the boost gauge runs out. Afterwards, the gauge will need to be refilled to use it again. The game will also feature gimmicks such as springs, dash pads, and dash rings that transition you from 3D to 2D sections, alternating the camera angle and perspective along the way. The game will also feature boss stages divided into 2 phases, preparation and battle. In the preparation phase, the player's sole goal is to collect rings at the start. Once this segment ends, the battle phase begins, and no more additional rings can be collected. Players must rely on the rings gathered during the preparation phase as they dodge and attack the boss to the beat of the music, using the mechanics previously mentioned. The game will also feature a story mode that integrates these stages and bosses, offering a selection of both new and classic songs from Sonic's history, with accompanying backgrounds and environments. Each stage will have a specific criteria to meet. Some may require achieving a certain rank or number of action chains, while others might involve completing the song without losing any rings or collecting every ring. For each completed objective, players will earn red star rings, which can be used to purchase unlockables such as additional tracks, remixes, character skins for customization, and unlockable concept art. This was my concept for a Sonic rhythm game, inspired by elements from some of my favorite rhythm games. I sadly am not a game designer, so I can't work on these right now. But if anyone is interested in these ideas I just shared and wanted to make a fan game inspired by this, then go for it. The more Sonic fan content out there, the better. I really hope Sega considers this direction in the future, rather than just slapping Sonic's face onto another Samba de Amigo game. Music has always been an essential part of the Sonic franchise, so making a rhythm game seems like a natural fit. I can envision it being really fun and addictive, and offering endless replayability. And who knows, this might even help provide the rhythm games in the AAA space, similar to how Parappa and Guitar Hero did. But like I said, these are just ideas for now, but I love to hear any other creative concepts you might have. There are so many possibilities for a Sonic rhythm game beyond what I've just suggested, or heck, even another type of Sonic spin-off game in the future. I would love to hear or see someone else's take on it. So bye guys, thanks for sticking around, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya!